Hello children, the continuation of motion in a plane, that we can see the expression for the position vector through that velocity, that is the position vector in terms of the rectangular components. So first for that we must know what is average velocity. We know that very well. The average velocity, which is nothing but the ratio of the displacement of the corresponding time intervals, so that V average, which is equal to del r vector by del t, which is equal to, we have taken the two components. Suppose we have taken x component which and y component, that is two component we have taken in a plane, right? So that P, which is the point, and 0 to P we have taken r, which is the position vector. If suppose in that graphical diagram we will get del x I cap plus del y j cap, which is equal to del t, or else we can write this equation like del x by del t I cap plus del y by del t j cap. So del x by del t, which is nothing but d by dt of x. So we can rearrange and write this formula as dx by dt of I cap plus dy by dt of j cap also. So that only we have converted at the final formula, that is final formula V average vector, which is equal to Vx average I cap plus Vy average j cap, right? So the direction of both, that is the position vector and the V average, is same. The instantaneous velocity is given by its limiting value of the average velocity at time interval approaches 0. So V vector, which is equal to limit del t turns to 0, del r vector by del t, or we can write as we said V vector, which is equal to dr vector by dt. So we are going to explain through the motion in straight line. The direction of velocity at any point on the path of an object is tangential to the path at the point and in the direction of motion. Now we can see velocity in component form, that means the rectangular component form we are going to see that, and you may see the graphical representation, that is the components of Vx and Vy of velocity. From the point P, we want to take that 2 points, that components Vx I cap and Vy j cap. Now we can see the instantaneous velocity, which is given by V vector, which is equal to nothing but dr vector by dt, that we can write as limit del t turns to 0, del r by del t, or we can write this as limit del t turns to 0, del x I cap plus del y j cap by del t. That only we have written del x by del t I cap plus del y by del t j cap. So limits we applied separately. Then in the next step we got the same way, we said dx by dt of I cap plus dy by dt of j cap, because nothing but the del, which is nothing but the differences between the 2 points. So we can write, so V vector, which is equal to Vxi plus Vyj, which is nothing but the instantaneous velocity in terms of the rectangular components, and we can write this as Vx means dx by dt plus Vy means dy by dt, as before equation we can understand. And here you must know this, if coordinates, that is magnitude of the velocity V vector is V, which is equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square we have taken, because as we know this is the functions of t, the coordinates x and y are known as the functions of t, so that we have determined Vx and Vy as the magnitude of V vector, that is velocity vector, that will be converted into V vector, which is equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square. Okay, we can take it the equivalent form. And also about the direction we want to talk, means the direction which gives in the same way the rectangular component of Vx and Vy, if suppose make an angle with x, it is making an angle with x only, so we must know to identify the direction, means tan angle if we taken means we can get it. So tan theta, which is equal to what formula we know, that Vy by Vx, opposite side by adjacent side. So theta which is equal to tan inverse of Vy by Vx. So in the same way for the average acceleration and the instantaneous acceleration also we are going to explain. So if we knows the velocity, the motion in plane velocity and the instantaneous plane in terms of the vector algebraic, so that you understood, it's very easy. Acceleration is also same. So we know that very well. What is average acceleration? That is also the ratio of change in velocity with the corresponding time intervals, right? If suppose we have taken velocity of an object changes from v vector to v dash vector in the time del t, then what it may be the average acceleration? That is a vector which is equal to del v vector by del t. That is equal to del into vx j cap plus, I cap plus vy j cap by del t. Got it? So this also we can write separately. The del t we have taken separately, and we can write that formula as acceleration average vector which is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap, right? So how in the form of instantaneous acceleration which is given by, as we know and explained in the velocity also, that is nothing but limiting the values by the average acceleration. So limit del t turns to 0, del v vector by del t. Got it? So here also we are going to explaining through the motion in straight line. As we know very well, in one dimension means the velocity and the acceleration of the object are always in the straight line, rectilinear path of motion. However, here in the motion in 2D and 3D, which we have to explain with an angle between 0 to 180, at any way it will be have an angle. So the next one is acceleration in component form, the rectangular component form we'll see. So that is in the same way we can explain a limit del t turns to 0, del v vector by del t. So we are writing the del t separately and limits we are applying separately in the next step, and we said del t which is nothing but dv by dt. So for the x component and the y component we have separately written, and finally we got a vector which is equal to ax I vector plus ay j vector. Here we have to consider the magnitude and direction additionally, so that we have to concentrate on the magnitude which is nothing but, as we said already, it is the function of the time coordinate. So we can convert this as a which is equal to root of ax square plus ay square. The direction, that is tan theta which is equal to ay by ax, or we can say theta which is equal to tan inverse of ay by ax, right? Now we are going to see the motion in a plane with constant acceleration. The constant acceleration which is nothing but, as we know very well, it is similar to that the uniformly accelerated motion along one dimension. So uniform acceleration means what, as we know very well. If suppose the body which is in uniform acceleration, we can say the velocity vector which suffers same change in the same intervals of time period. However, it may be very small, we have to consider that. And velocity vector for uniform acceleration, if we suppose taken a v naught and vb, the velocity is vector at time t which is equal to 0, it starts, and it ends with t which is equal to t respectively. Then the acceleration which is given by what we knows very well, change in the, what we said, change in velocity with the time. So that v vector minus v naught vector by t minus 0, which is equal to v vector minus v naught vector by t. So v vector which is equal to v naught plus at, we can say that, right? And in terms of components we want to say means vx and vy in that component. Vx which is equal to v naught x plus axt, vy which is equal to v naught y plus ayt. So this is the formula or equation we can say in terms of rectangular components. We will get, as we know, the displacement which is the product of average velocity and time interval. So in that way we have taken r vector minus r naught vector which is equal to v vector plus v naught vector by 2 into t. This is average vector into time. So displacement which is equal to average vector into time we have taken in the mathematical form, or else we can apply the value of V which is equal to V naught vector plus AT. The value if we applied here, V naught plus AT plus V naught by 2 into T. So we have applied and simplified this equation, and finally we want only the position vector value. So that R vector which is equal to R naught vector plus V naught vector T plus half A vector T square. So in terms of components we can write xy. In the terms of xy we will get x naught plus V naught xt plus half axt square, y which is equal to y naught plus V naught yt plus half ayt square. And also we will see the relative velocity also. The relative velocity in one dimension we have seen, and for the vector algebraic also we will see. Usually we must know about what is in general relative velocity. See, relative velocity of an object A with respect to object B means when both are suppose in same motion or in motion, or else is the rate of change of position of object A with respect to object B. So that we can call it as a relative velocity first. Now suppose we will see the two objects A and B which are moving with the velocities of VA and VB with respect to the ground. Then the relative velocity of the object A with respect to B, VAB which is equal to VA minus VB we know, and B if suppose it is getting varied. That means to find the relative velocity of the object says A with respect to B, the velocity minus VB, that means it is getting superimposed with B so as to bring it to rest position. Suppose to nullify this effect, the velocity minus VB, the direction which is varied, right, it is get superimposed on the object A, also means finally we will get the relative or resultant velocity of VA and minus VB gives the relative velocity subject object A with respect to object B. See the diagram that is given VAB vector which is equal to VA vector minus VB vector. Got it? So mathematically we can say VAB vector which is equal to VA vector plus minus of VB vector. So we will say the relative velocity of the object A which is nothing but, or AB which is AB, the final resultant velocity, relative velocity which is equal to VA minus VB. So the relative velocity of the object A with respect to B is equal to the vector addition of the velocity vector of A and the negative velocity of the vector B. Got it, children? Thank you, students.